Okay, what we're going to need to do now is we're going to look at these problems that involve a tangent in these secants. So on this first one, we need to do the nose times the hole. So the nose is the x, and then the hole is the x plus the 8. So it's going to be x times x plus 8. And on this one, for this tangent, the nose is 16, and the whole thing's a nose, so it's 16 times 16. Now go ahead and just multiply through these parentheses. So I have x squared plus 8x equals 16 times 16 is 256. And now what we have is we have an x squared and an x, and there's no way to really combine those together because they're not like terms, so we have a quadratic. So since we have a quadratic, we're going to need to get everything on one side. And once I get everything on one side, then I'm going to need to solve that. Now, I could try factoring or quadratic formula, but I think I'll just use Desmos. So when you graph this in Desmos, you can notice that you have these numbers here, and I have two possible solutions. One is negative 20.4, the other one is 12.4. Now, if you notice, plugging in a negative 20 gives me a negative length there, which doesn't make any sense. So the answer I'm going to go for is the 12.4, which would be a possible answer. So the reason I can't do the negative 20 is in a geometry problem, you can't have a length that's negative. So x is approximately 12.4. And if you wanted the exact answer, you could do the quadratic formula to give it to you, but that's totally unnecessary. In this one, same idea. I do the nose, which is 1, times the hole, which is 4. So 1 times 4 equals the nose, which is x. And remember, a tangent, the whole thing's a nose, so times the hole is also x. So that means 4 is x squared. This is a quadratic, but it's a much easier quadratic. You might just be able to take the square root of both sides and get x equal 2. Or if you decided to do x squared minus 4 and solve it in Desmos like we did the last one, you could do it that way because you'd have an x squared minus 4. And you can see you have answers of 2 and negative 2. And once again, although negative 2 is a solution to this equation, you can't have a negative length, so that's why you ignore the negative 2 for these geometry problems and just do the positive 2. Now, on the algebra problems, you'd have to list the positive and negative solution, but in these geometry applications, it's only the one that's going to give you a positive segment length because negative segment lengths don't exist. Please reach out if you got any questions, and I hope these videos help you understand this.